Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. So today is Friday and it's the last podcast of this week. Yesterday we missed an episode because I'm still thinking about how to bring you the best some field trips or some notes from the field of food industry, bringing you some fascinating people who will tell you about how our food system works and how some of our food is produced, and then also going to places where food is made and telling you something interesting about that. So I'm still thinking about that. And next Thursday, I'm working on bringing you an amazing guest who will tell you something really fascinating about the foods that you eat too. Today, on this Friday, I decided to share with you something that a lot of people ask me about. My lifestyle. Like, what do I personally do when it comes to fitness and active lifestyle to having built and maintaining this lean physique. I have six-pack abs and right now physically I'm in a very great shape. I'm not saying it's like, everybody should do that, but it's exactly where I want to be. And I built the body that I want to have, and a healthy body. The body that also is robust, and I believe I have a pretty good health, because when I do my lab tests, everything comes out positive and better. And I rarely, if ever, get sick, and I always have a lot of energy. By the way, guys, the levels of your energy, of your positively charged energy, the level of how motivated you are to go out there and make things happen, that tells you the state of your health. Because you might not realize that, but when your brain senses that there is something wrong with your body, with the ability of your body to produce physical energy, then your brain automatically will be more negative and automatically will make you less adventurous, because taking on challenges, going for adventures, be that career adventure or relationship adventure or any sort of creative adventure. So any sort of additional, challenge and adventure, it takes energy, and the amount of energy is very, it's hard to predict for your brain. So the only way you're gonna consistently be motivated to do more than, on your to-do list, to do things that are challenging and unpredictable, the only way you can sustainably do that is when you have a robust state of health with a lot of energy. And that can only be created by creating supportive lifestyle, and nutrition is of course part of that lifestyle that supports human body to the best of your ability. Anyhow, back to my story. So people are asking me, what do I regularly do to make sure that I maintain the best possible state of health? And I'm constantly learning, I'm reading books. A lot of scientists are coming out with new discoveries about our health, about how our body works and what works best for our body. And I learn it, I read it, I take courses in universities like Stanford or Princeton, or there are many universities online from all over the world that put out courses online. And also research, any kind of research paper is available online. Through one resource and the other. So I read all of this, accumulate, and I try things, and then I learn from it, and I'm constantly improving. And also I'm working with my clients who I'm always trying to also solve problems for their challenges with their energy, with their health, with their weight loss, fat loss, with their body. And based on all of that, my personal professional experience and learnings, I shape my own lifestyle. And here is what I learned works the best for most people and what I constantly am practicing. So first of all, when it comes to the foundation of your health, sleep, guys, sleep is a priority. Since I started sleeping for 8 hours, and I'm always making sure that I have the best quality of sleep, and for me it means going to bed early, very often 8, 9 p.m. and getting up very early for 5 p.m. Like that's when I personally feel the best. I guess I have this really early chronotype. So I go to bed on the same time, unless something, happens out of the ordinary. I sleep for 8 hours. So most of the days I wake up feeling refreshed without an alarm, and that's a good indication of the fact that you are getting enough rest. And also a great indication is when you get up and you have like a lot of energy, a lot of ideas, you come up with solutions to the problems and challenges that you couldn't figure out before. Also, what I found from my personal experience, when you wake up remembering that you just were having a dream, that means that your body went through deep sleep enough, and your body went into rapid eye movement sleep. So without all these details, scientific details and different kinds of sleep, what it means is your brain specifically recovered well enough. So waking up, remembering some of your sleep, some of your dreams, or even just the fact that you were just having dreams, it's a great indication that you are having a great quality of sleep. When you're not having dreams and not even having the remembrance of the fact that you were having a dream, not necessarily remembering all the details, that means that you might work on your sleep and the quality of that sleep and the quality of your recovery. And think about your sleep, guys, is like the foundation of your health, the foundation of your day. Your day starts not when you get up. Your day starts when you go to bed, making sure that you get the best quality of sleep, of rest. And since I started working on the quality of my sleep and getting, the best quality of sleep that works for me, my productivity, the amount of times that I get sick, like my energy, my positive attitude to everything, my ability to maintain lean body mass, my ability to have really great control and sense of my hunger, my ability to connect with other people, to work on my ideas, to attempt challenges in my life, that's all increased exponentially once I started taking care of my sleep and my sleep routine. And I talked a few times on this podcast about the importance of sleep routine and sleep as a recovery. But just understand, guys, that your successful day starts when you go to bed, ensuring that you get good quality sleep this night, and the rest will follow. So sleep is my priority, and that is number one aspect of my lifestyle that improves everything else. And at some point I was trying to hack my sleep 6 hours, spend less, and let me tell you, it didn't quite work out that well in my emotional well-being, in my mental health and well-being on so many levels. And also I would get sick more often and many other things. So sleep, very important. When it comes to working out, there are several aspects that I specifically would like you to pay attention to. First, as we learned this week already, strength workout are amazing for keeping you lean. They will burn you. Trained muscles, trained by strength training muscles, will burn somewhere around the amount of calories that equals somewhere around 11 pounds of fat. It depends on your gender, it depends on your activity levels, on how big you are, but that's like average that comes out from studies. So trained muscles, they burn somewhere around 7% more calories. So that will help you to stay lean and maintain great physique, great lean physique. But it's not even the most important thing. The amount of functional muscle mass is a predictor. Studies were done, maybe not the best ever studies designed, but comparing all the people who live the longest with robust health, people who have good quality, good amount of muscle mass tend to live longer, healthier, and have much less injuries and death caused by injuries like hip fracture when you fall when you're, I don't know, 60s, 70s, 80s. So people who have good muscle mass, they have less inflammation, they have better metabolism, their bones are stronger, and again, they're metabolically healthier, their brain works better, they have better memory. There are so many things that strength training done consistently does to your body in a positive way that I couldn't emphasize it more, that you gotta start strength training on a regular basis. Even if it's once a week, it gotta be done. It gotta be challenging, it gotta be done, and you gotta, if you train once a week, obviously you gotta work on all of your major muscle groups, not some cable bicep curls, but actually doing things like squats, like lunges, like pull-ups or assisted pull-ups, like push-ups. Those things work the best. So strength training has been a part of my lifestyle, no matter where in the world I am, no matter what kind of gym I have available, or if I don't have any gym, I just use my own body weight to strength train my muscles. So strength training, I do it consistently. These days I do it 4 times a week, training different muscle groups. And besides that, guys, I train every day. Like, I do purposeful exercise every single day. My minimum is 30 minutes, and sometimes it's strength training, sometimes it's sprinting, sometimes it's yoga, sometimes it's a dance class, but I still do that, and strength training is always in my weekly routine. So the next one after sleep, strength training, and purposeful exercise every single day. Also, guys, when I say purposeful exercise, I mean that every week I make sure that I work on my strength, on my balance and flexibility, on my cardiovascular health by sprinting, doing walking, doing maybe sometimes a little bit of jogging. So flexibility, mobility, strength, and cardiovascular fitness and recovery, of course. Guys, I always make sure that I do something like yoga, like meditation. Recovery is just as important as your training, and recovery decreases the amount of inflammation you have. It prolongs your life. It helps you with mental health. It keeps you life positively charged. It keeps you positive. Recovery workouts, recovery in general as a practice, it's been a part of my lifestyle, and it helps me to go through life with positive attitude, with emotional and mental fortitude. And once I started incorporating recovery practices like meditation, like yoga, like spending time in nature on a regular basis, guys, it will help you to deal with so many stressors and challenges in your life so much better. And if you're someone who wants to make something happen, you will have challenges, you will have stressors, and you need to learn how to deal with them in a way that enhances your life, that helps you to live life to the fullest, that helps you to move forward, and that helps you to maintain the progress and the forward momentum better. So recovery, it's been part of my lifestyle too. Again, every single day I meditate, I stretch, I go and walk and spend some time either in a park or walking by water. I make sure that I maintain positively charged relationships, that I have friendships, that I have great connections with my family, my parents, my sister, that I uplift people around me, that I help people around me. Relationships, that's the quality of your life. But anyhow, recovery practices, strength training. And then sometimes I forget to mention to a lot of people that there is NASA research. They did research, how to help astronauts in space to maintain their muscle mass and bone density and their health, their metabolic health, and to decrease the negative effects of zero or close to zero gravity. So they did a lot of research about that, and what they learned is what made difference is not working out an hour or couple of hours every single day. But what made a better difference is having a little bit of stimulation to our apparatus with exercise every 30 minutes. So that might be, for astronauts doing a few squats or push-ups in the equipment they have that imitates gravity. But for us, what it means, and what they also found in hospitals on Earth here with people who either have troubles moving, or when they were just designing different studies, not making people not move, to see how that affects their health and what helps them to restore their health back to normal. So to cut the long story short, what they found is what works for our health is intermittent stimulation, exercise, movement stimulation. So changing our position, doing a few push-ups, squats, jumps every 30 minutes or so, getting all the way down to the floor and standing up a couple of times. That works the best for our health, for our muscle tone, our bone density, our metabolism. That works the best compared to just 1 hour or even 2 hours of workouts and then sitting on your ass the rest of the day. So since I learned that, and I actually interviewed Joanne Vernikos, former director of NASA's Life Sciences Department, so that was her title. She's still alive, and she wrote books about that, and I read her books and I interviewed her. And after that, every 30 minutes, I do a few push-ups, I do a few squats, whatever I can do. If I'm somewhere out, I go to a toilet and I do a few squats. That's how obsessive I'm about that. And I feel so much better after that. And my talks and my ideas all flows much better. But when I'm at home, I do a few squats, I do a few push-ups, I do a few crunches, I might do a few burpees, I get all the way down to the floor, lay down and get up a couple of times every 30 minutes. And you'll feel so refreshed and so much better. And it just got so much easier for me to stay lean and fit and positive and everything. It just works on so many levels for your brain and your body. So that's like my secret that I openly share. But people, some people might do it for a day, for two, and then they forget, and then they think it doesn't work. You have to do it consistently to get the results, guys. So those are my practices, sleep as a foundation of my health. Daily practice of purposeful exercise, 30 minutes is my minimum. I also walk in the morning every single day to get exposed to sunlight. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know that sunlight activates certain apparatus in your brain and in your body. It helps your cells to generate energy, helps your brain to wake up properly, and will help your brain to put you to bed properly at night. So purposeful exercise, sleep, strength workouts every single week. I work out every single muscle. I also work on my cardiovascular fitness through sprinting or other high intensity workouts. I do a lot of walking. I also work on my recovery through meditation, through yoga, through connecting with nature and other people, right? I also look at it as some sort of workouts. Every 30 minutes, I do something active. I do a few squats, do a few push-ups, crunches, jumps, depending where I am and what I can do in this situation, not to appear too crazy to the rest of the world. And that's basically it, guys. Sleep, strength training, recovery work, 30 minutes of purposeful exercise. Every 30 minutes I do something active to make sure that my body moves. So intermittent training, not just intermittent fasting. It seems that our body works the best with intermittent stimulation. And besides that, nutrition is a huge part of my lifestyle, my profession, my career, my passion. And I just want you to, again, remember that food is information. It's not calories. It's not just what builds you. It's information to your cells, to your genes, DNA, genetic code, how to express itself, and what kind of person to create, or basically how you're gonna express yourself physically, mentally, emotionally in this world. So food affects all of that, besides the fact that it builds every single cell of your body. That's, I believe, also very important. So just remember that food is not just calories, not just information, and what kind of food you put in your body, it matters. What kind of what animals you eat, and or plants, what kind of pesticides or no pesticides or hormones were added to their feed, how they were fed, how well they lived, how much stress they endured, all of that matters. Like, the better quality of your food, the better your life gonna be. I'm very positively and affirmative charged about that. And my experience proves that. That's it, guys. So my lifestyle, my nutrition practice a little bit, my exercise, recovery. If you have any questions, if you'd like me to talk a little bit more about some aspect of what you heard today, if you're not sure how to implement it into your life, you can reach out and I'll do a podcast episode on that. You can also schedule our complimentary call where I can walk you through how you can implement certain aspect of healthy lifestyle into your life. So reach out, don't be shy. It's time to live your best life ever. Thank you for listening, guys. I wish you an amazing, awesome, positively charged, healthy weekend. And as usual, till next time, eat better daily.